Hello my students of class 7. Today in our history class I will tell you about the Tughlaq dynasty from chapter 5. In 1320 the last Khilji ruler was killed by Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq. He then founded the Tughlaq dynasty. He was the son of a Turkish father and an Indian mother. He was an efficient administrator and a capable military commander. He restored peace and stability in the Delhi Sultanate. He was succeeded by his son Jauna Khan, who ascended the throne under the title of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Muhammad bin Tughlaq was one of the most learned and accomplished scholars of his time. His intellectual curiosity and thirst for knowledge were boundless. He was a diligent ruler and undertook many projects. These projects were brilliantly conceived but poorly executed and always ended in failure. Now, about the projects we will go through one by one, okay? So, our first project was the taxation in the Doab. To enhance his military resources, Muhammad bin Tughlaq needed additional revenue. So, the land tax in the Ganga-Yamuna Doab region was increased. Unfortunately, the rains failed and a severe famine broke out. People refused to pay the enhanced taxes, but the tax collectors showed no mercy on them and continued to collect the taxes with such rigor that the peasants were ruined. To escape the tyranny of the tax collectors, the peasants abandoned their lands and fled to the jungles. Realizing the gravity of the situation, Muhammad bin Tughlaq ordered relief measures. The next step taken by Muhammad bin Tughlaq was the transfer of the capital from Delhi to Devagiri in the Deccan. Two major reasons that prompted the Sultan to take this decision are central location and Mongol invasions. Elaborate arrangements were made for the journey to Devagiri, which was almost 1250 km from Delhi. However, the journey was very long. Many died on the way. The weary and homesick survivors could not adjust to the new and alien conditions of the new capital. In the absence of the Sultan, Delhi was now exposed to renewed attacks by the Mongols. Muhammad bin Tughlaq realized that he could not control the south from Delhi and north from Daulatabad. Then he changed his mind and again transferred the capital to Delhi. The people were ordered to return. The suffering and mental agony caused great resentment. The failure of Sultan's schemes had led to a heavy drain on the royal treasury. Muhammad bin Tughlaq then decided to experiment with token currency to tide over the financial crisis. copper coins having the same value as gold and silver coins were issued, and people were ordered to use these token coins in all their transactions. Every house became a mint, and people started making counterfeit coins. The economic system began to collapse. Then Muhammad bin Tughlaq had to withdraw the token currency. The idea of token currency was a progressive one, but it was far ahead of the times. It failed due to faulty execution. Then his next project is the expansion schemes. This expansion schemes of establishing a world empire was also abandoned because the Sultan realized that it would not be easy to send such a large army across the snowy Himalayan passes. This plan further depleted the royal treasury. Muhammad bin Tughlaq's experiment and poorly executed schemes had exhausted the treasury and undermined the prestige and position of the Sultan. Revolts broke out in all parts of the Sultanate. Now, my students, in the conclusion, let me tell you that there is a debate on the failure of Muhammad bin Tughlaq's schemes. Most historians have traced the failure to his character, and some historians have concluded that Muhammad bin Tughlaq was not personally responsible for his failure. His projects failed because of the prevailing conditions. He died in the year 1351. Then the Delhi Sultanate was in a state of decay and disintegration. That's all for today's class, my students. In our next class, we will talk about Firuz Shah Tughlaq. Till then, stay home, stay safe. Thank you, my students.